For the first time, an airdrop worth $2 million. Top Bitcoin and Ethereum news today, crypto headlines you can't miss. Hey there, crypto enthusiasts! Welcome back to our channel, where we bring you the latest and most important news in the world of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let's dive into today's top headlines. News Item 1. First up, Bitcoin has reached a new all-time high today. Bitcoin hits one-year high, soars past $31,300. The largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization has been surging this week after three financial services giants filed applications for spot Bitcoin ETFs. Bitcoin continued its mid-June surge Friday morning, soaring to a one-year high above $31,000, before retreating below this threshold later in the day. The largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization was recently trading at $30,894, up about 2.1% over the past 24 hours, according to CoinDesk indices. It is up roughly 20% over the past week. BTC last changed hands over $31,050 in June 2022. It crossed $31,000 briefly on April 10. Bitcoin began spurting earlier this week, a few days after BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, applied for a spot ETF, and as two other financial services powerhouses, Invesco and WisdomTree, refiled their applications for similar products. Investors who were shaken earlier this month by Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) lawsuits against crypto exchanges Binance and Coinbase were heartened by the ETF filings that underscored the ongoing commitment of large institutional investors to enlarge their presence in the digital asset space. A sustained move above $31,000 would signal us entering a new phase where market participants are starting to reprice some of the previous regulatory anxiety, Sturhinja Savik, head of data and analytics at Toronto-based crypto platform FRNT Financial, wrote in a Telegram note. Despite what comes across as antagonistic rhetoric from some regulators, the Bitcoin spot ETF applications have amplified the view that institutions remain interested in crypto. Savik added, despite regulatory complexity, there are serious actors looking at growing their involvement in the digital asset space, and Bitcoin's move above $30,000 seems to be acknowledging that. In its weekly newsletter on Friday, K33 Research noted similarly that BlackRock's Bitcoin spot ETF filing has raised expectations of an institutionally driven price rally being on the horizon. Most other major cryptos joined Bitcoin's upswing. Ether, the second largest crypto in market value, was recently up 0.5% from Thursday, same time, to change hands at $1,901. Earlier this week, ETH regained the $1,900 threshold for the first time since early June. Litecoin and DOT, the token of smart contracts platform Polkadot, were recently up more than 5% and 6%, respectively. AVAX, the native crypto of the Avalanche blockchain, rose nearly 4%. The CoinDesk Market Index, a measure of crypto markets' performance, recently jumped more than 2%. Cryptos continued their decoupling ways from equity markets, which sagged on Friday and suffered their first losing week after more than a month of gains. The tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite, S&P 500 and Dow Jones Industrial Average, DJIA, declined 0.9%, 0.6% and 0.5% amid investor concerns about additional interest rate hikes later in 2023 and the prospect of a global recession. Earlier in the week, the Bank of England raised its rate a hawkish 50 basis points, BPS, in its ongoing effort to tame inflation, which remains a stubbornly high 8.7% in the UK. The US Federal Reserve and other central banks have taken more dovish turns in recent weeks, although Fed Chair Jerome Powell and other bank officials have reiterated their intent to resume rate increases, which have tended to weigh heavily on digital assets. Mark Connors, head of research at Canadian digital asset manager 3iQ, struck a cautiously optimistic note about the potential, long-term impact of the ETF applications. Sentiment has clearly shifted in the digital space, as markets look through the Binance and SEC complaints. Instead, betting the slew of BTC ETF filings drives future demand, sooner than later, Connors wrote. Connors wrote that BTC's punch through $31,000 to a year-long high underscored crypto's exit from 2022's fire swamp that burned many, but that BlackRock and the other firms' ETF initiatives would not drive a sustained bid for BTC. Mounting cross-currents that limit near-term visibility, not the least is the entrenched battle by the SEC against the digital asset universe of players and protocols, Connors wrote, reiterating a theory that BlackRock timed its filing on June 8, just 2 days after the SEC complaint against Coinbase, to support their partner in a strategic effort. BlackRock named Coinbase, Coin, as custodian of assets, primarily Bitcoin, in the proposed ETF, called the iShares Bitcoin Trust. Update, June 23, 2023, 1737 Universal Time Coordinated Ads K33 Research, Connors comments, background on ETF filings, and updates price information, including daily chart. Update, June 23, 2023, 2008 Universal Time Coordinated Ads Savic comment and equity and other asset price information, and updates crypto prices. News Item 2. Next, global investment firm VanEck predicts Ethereum's price by 2030. Here's what you need to know. Global investment firm VanEck expects the price of ETH to reach $11,800 by 2030, given that Ethereum achieves $51 billion in annual revenue in that year. The report, written by VanEck's digital assets research head Matthew Siegel and its digital assets senior investment analyst Patrick Bush, considers Ethereum's transaction fees, MEV, and security as a service to reach the conclusion. The duo said their price prediction assumes that Ethereum takes a 70% market share among smart contract protocols. They noted, "The base of our projections comes from the smart contract platform market capture. This is the percentage of each business category's economic activity that we believe will utilize, be derived from, or reside on public smart contract platforms like Ethereum." They recognized finance, banking and payments, metaverse, social and gaming, and infrastructure as their main categories, adding that they expect 5%, 20%, and 10% of finance, metaverse/media, and tech infrastructure activity, respectively, will move on-chain. The authors also assumed a take rate on the business economic activity derived from blockchain deployment to simplify the user experience. They used gas costs users pay to interact with an on-chain business's smart contracts to determine the breakdown ratio of revenues between Ethereum and the businesses. Ethereum's transaction fees and MEV to drive ETH price up. The VanEck analysts also acknowledged ETH system transaction fees and maximum extractable value, MEV, as a revenue line. Moreover, Siegel and Bush explored its store of value potential in the crypto space. According to the analysts, ETH's new proof-of-stake status could see the crypto rival UST bills. Due to smart contract programmability on Ethereum combined with maturing cross-chain messaging technology, we introduce a novel revenue item called Security as a Service, SaaS, they added. The analysts explained that ETH's value could be used both within Ethereum and outside of it to secure applications, protocols, and ecosystems. For instance, ETH can be locked behind some business or protocol's guarantees to act honestly, and if violated, that value can be seized to penalize malicious or irresponsible parties or compensate affected parties. ETH holders who participate in SaaS should be rewarded at some multiple to the summed value of priority fees, tips, block building fees, and ETH inflationary issuance based on the average security risks and investment risks involved in offboarding ETH as a security provision asset. All in all, in a base case scenario, the analysts said they expect Ether to achieve an annual revenue of $51 billion in the year ending April 30, 2030. They then deducted a 1% validator fee from the total and a 15% global tax rate to arrive at a $42.90 billion cash flow for the same period. Assuming an FCF multiple of 33x, 120.7M token, we come to a base case 2030 price target of $11,848 per token, they concluded. To determine a valuation in today's dollars, we discount Ethereum at 12% despite finding, through CAPM, an 8.74%. We use this elevated figure to reflect increased uncertainty around the future of Ethereum. As a result, we find today's discounted price to be $5,359.71 in our base case. And that's a wrap for today's top Bitcoin and Ethereum news. We hope you found this roundup informative and helpful. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts on today's news, and subscribe to our channel for more crypto updates and insights. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay informed and stay ahead in the world of cryptocurrencies. Remember to join our community to get airdrops to double your investment, the link in the description.